Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're hungry. Got some great breakfast for you today. Have you ever looked at, and I know you probably have, there's a lot of people who've looked at people who seem to have it all together. You look at their business or their family and you're like, wow, you've just got it going on. Well, my guest today, Rick Reuter, president of Power Mechanical Incorporated, is one of those people. He, from the outside, right, Rick, you look like you got it all going on. People say that to you all the time. Yep. And that's what your wife says to you too, right?
No.
But people say that because you have a very successful, thriving business. People come to you for your wisdom, and I even came to you. You've been a friend of our family for 20, so many years, since 1991. How many years is that? Is that 25?
Long time.
That's a long time.
Long time, Christy.
But your story, so what you and I do the same, I do it with marriage, what you do with business, is that it wasn't always as it appears to be today. And it took a lot of work to get where you are. And when you and I met, I was asking how to get a thriving business going. And I remember the excitement in your voice. And you said, I love doing this with people. I love meeting with people and sharing lessons I've learned. And that's what you want to do today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So welcome.
Well, thank you.
Pull that in a little bit.
Got it.
Okay. He's not as loud and obnoxious as I am. So.
Okay.
So, Rick, I can tell your story, but I'd rather you tell it. But let's start with, why did you get into what you get into? You're 16 years old, and you started sweeping at a boiler company. Take your story from there.
Well, the very first job I ever had was working for a boiler company in Indiana, and the only position I could get was cleaning the shop and sweeping the floors. And so I did that. I needed a job, and at the time, I was married and had a child. My wife got me pregnant in high school. So we had some conditions that weren't ideal, and plenty of people saying that, we were too young to be married and we weren't going to make it and things weren't going to work out. And but the key was getting out there and getting started. So I got that job, and did it heartily. When they wanted the shop cleaned and the office cleaned, I just knocked it out. And when I was doing that, I actually was passing the president of the company, and he saw I was aggressive and wanted to just get this task completed. So I cleaned the shop really good and fast. And one day he actually took me in and he asked me what was wrong with me. And I thought I was going to lose my job, and he asked me why I cared so much. And I told him I have my wife and my family at home, and or my daughter at home, and I needed a career, not just a job. So in doing that, I was doing the job in half the time it was done before. Not because I could have taken 8 hours to do it, but it was just like that task. I just wanted to do it, knock it out, not just pace it out, but knock it out.
Right.
So by doing that, it created a lot of trust with him, where he could put me on something and trust me. So then eventually I went out and worked in the field, and got a chance to learn how to weld, which was really important. I had to stay after work for 6 months and weld for 2 hours every night to learn how to weld, and became a welder when I was 18, which was the youngest in that company. When I did that again, they're like, wow, this kid tries really hard. So after that, worked on his vehicles. Again, here goes trust. A lot of people think having a job and all that's about money, but the reality of it is it's about trust.
Yes.
Trust is a very rare commodity, and all of us kind of know who we can trust and who we can't. Trust isn't on or off. To me, it's on a scale of 1 to 10. And if you give it 100%, people see you as special when you're very trustworthy. So then they let me become a pipe fitter and a foreman, a superintendent, and finally somewhat of a leader in that company.
So is it fair to say that owner mentored you, or he put you on the path of letting others mentor you? I mean, is that...
He cared for me. And, when I grew up with, not a real good set of family conditions. I didn't have a role model. And and my dad wasn't around much, and when he was, it wasn't very good. So I was kind of looking for role models. I was looking for the right way to do it, and he helped me somewhat, but he actually didn't just take me to the side and say, hey, Rick, I'm going to work with you. It was more, he liked me, I liked him, he trusted me, and he gave me a lot of freedom, which I really appreciated. So we became close, but not really a mentor, more kind of a leader that gave me some free will.
Okay.